considering this organ is so energy hungry and it's so important in terms of everything else that happens in your body, we need to flip that narrative so that it's starting with, okay, what things can I do today that are going to be the best for my brain? So the brain is obviously a tiny proportion of your body weight, and only weighs a few kilos, but it uses up to 30% of the breakdown products of what you eat. So when you're asleep, your brain is eating up 20% of what you ate that day. When you're at work and focused on something, it's using up about a quarter of what you eat. And when you're stressed, it's using up to 30%.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so obviously people think, what should I eat if I want to be healthy generally, or I want to lose weight, or I want to build muscle mass? But the sorts of people that, like you and the people that I work with, aren't thinking enough about what should I be eating so I can make the best decisions today. Level 1 is that you eat 3 healthy meals a day and maybe you snack in between if you need to. And when I say healthy, mostly plant-based, maybe some fish and eggs, minimal amounts of other types of meat, foods that contain high amounts of water and good fats. So a bit of dairy, fatty fish, that kind of food.
Question on that front.
Yeah.
Intermittent fasting?
Yeah. So
Okay.
level 2.
Oh, that's level 2. Okay, fine.
If you're not eating healthily generally, if you're not sleeping around 7 to 8 hours, 15 a night, drinking enough water, making sure you're not sedentary, don't bother with intermittent fasting. You need to have those foundations correct. If you're doing all that good stuff and maybe even meditating, then you can take it to the next level, which is the first level would be time restricted eating. So for example, I only eat between 12 noon and 8 p.m. So I'm essentially doing a 16-hour fast overnight, which has all sorts of benefits on longevity and cancer risk reduction. And once you get used to it, it's also good for your mental performance. And then the third level, which I'm considering doing again for the rest of this year, but I haven't quite got there yet, is what I think is proper intermittent fasting, which is that for 2 days of the week, you reduce your calorie intake to, for women, 500 calories and for men, 600 calories a day. And the other days of the week, you eat normally. But in all 3 of those stages, you still have to be eating the kinds of foods that I mentioned. And so this is, tell me whether you knew this or not, but in terms of brain optimization, eating dark-skinned foods is much better than just eating general, the leafy greens or the salads.
Dark-skinned?
Yeah.
What do you mean dark-skinned? Like
blueberries rather than strawberries or raspberries.
Okay.
Purple sprouting broccoli rather than green broccoli. Black beans and black chickpeas rather than cannellini beans or normal chickpeas. Things like eggplant as well. In the skin of darker foods, and actually you'll like this because it does include good quality coffee.
Oh, perfect.
And dark chocolate that's over 80% cocoa. There are substances called anthocyanins that are really powerful antioxidants, and they contribute to something called neurogenesis. So there's 3 ways of growing your brain, if you like. And I use that as a metaphor for embryonic nerve cells to actually grow into neurons and connect up with other neurons in your brain. And so aerobic exercise and foods that contain high levels of anthocyanins can contribute to neurogenesis. If you approach everything with a brain care first attitude, then you're kind of taking care of the rest of the stuff. Like if you eat and drink in a way that's good for your brain, your skin and your hair are going to look nicer.